got a moment. When they see you down, just know they love it all.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, B. Luke. I got a special guest with me today, the one and only. I know him by a few names, so why don't you do the pleasure yourself? Introduce yourself, tell the people your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself.
Got you. What's up, guys? My name is Anthony Carfagno, also known as 44 Noise, rapper, owner of United Pro Marketing, one of the owners of Sheffield LLC, one of the co-founders of 617 Records from Cambridge, Mass. Yeah.
So tell the people where they can find you on social media.
44 Noise and Anthony Carfagno. 617 Records as well, United Pro Marketing. Everything's on Instagram. Mostly Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Just for now. Yeah.
So where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Cambridge, right next to Central Square, originally in the Port area. Yeah, super fun, man. Like I said, right there in Central, a lot of action. Had a lot of fun growing up in Cambridge.
Tell me a little bit about what's going on early years at home. Both parents around, siblings. Talk about the home dynamic a little bit.
It was bouncy. It was up and down. You know, for the most part in the beginning, yeah, I did have both parents. I had my mom and I had my dad, and I grew up with two sisters in the house as well, two older sisters. Until I was about, I think I was around 9 or 10 years old, where it was just my mom holding it down. And, you know, growing up, I had fun, and I will admit that my mom held it down, and she raised us right. We had fun. She made sure we was always good.
Yeah.
School, just everything. She was on top of it. I feel like in the beginning it was definitely great.
Yeah, salute to your mom. She's good people.
Yeah, for real. You already know. Yep.
Yeah, I've known your mom a long time. Your sisters, went to school together.
Yep, 100%.
CMB thing right there for sure.
100%.
But at such a young age, what do you think is going on when you have your parents split like that? Because I'm just like, have no recollection of mine ever being together. So it was like, it's just the way it was.
Yeah.
But by that age, you kind of know a little bit what's going on. Do you start to question things?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I can see that they did it for, I wasn't really too nosy on the situation when I was younger, but I kind of let them do their own thing because it was still, my dad was still in the picture for a little bit. I didn't stress it too much because he was still there. It's not like he just up and disappeared. Kind of like that. I mean, unfortunately, there was a day where that kind of did happen, but in the beginning, I didn't stress it too much. But unfortunately, it did come to a time where, I didn't really see him for a long time. Just like any other kid that grew up in that situation, it sucks. You start to ask yourself questions, start to ask them questions, and even at a young age, you're not getting the right answers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting the ice cream on the cake, but not the whole cake. You know what I mean? But
so when that kind of relationship does kind of veer off, are you internalizing things? Do you start to think like, is it something I did?
Yeah. Actually, it's crazy you said that because around that time, growing up, I used to question a lot of things, not to people, but to myself. And you're right. I did ask myself that a couple times, and I later learned that it wasn't that. Thank God, and it didn't take too much time. But unfortunately, I did think about that, here and there during that process.
Does any of this carry over into school behavior? Grades start to slip a little bit?
Yeah. Now that you bring it up, yeah. I actually was doing great in school. I was doing great until when my dad officially left the state, because he was still in, like I said, he was still in Massachusetts for a while, so I'd say about 4 or 5 years. And then he left the state. I don't think I seen him for like a few years after that. It was kind of off and on, still at around that time period. But that took a crazy effect in school, man. Crazy. I'd say like fifth grade especially, 4th grade, 5th grade.
You start acting out?
Yeah.
What kind of things were going on in school? Were you taking it out? Yelling at teachers, doing little things? Are you starting to fight with other people? You're just not caring about the work?
I think what it was like, I had a real serious issue with people that didn't understand me and what was going on. like it's one thing to, you know, make fun of each other at the, the lunch table and have some fun. But when you start really getting into like personal things, that's when I started acting out and doing some things that I unfortunately never wanted to do. But yeah, and teachers especially too, because it's like, and I'm sure you can relate to this, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, ask me to do something. Don't tell me. And then ask me to do something just with respect. Because if you ask me to do something, I'll do it. Like a teacher, you know, even someone that I work for if I'm working a job, if you ask me to do something, I'll do it 100% right now. But if you tell me to do something and you're being ignorant about it, you're probably going to get the opposite of what you want out of me. You know what I mean?
It's not what you say a lot of times. It's how you say it.
Yeah.
You know, you can say the same thing in a very nice tone, and it's going to come off that way, or you can say it with a very arrogant, sarcastic tone. But you had mentioned about not being understood. Do you feel like that was always something with you, being misunderstood? And why do you think that may be?
Unfortunately, I'm still on, like, it's crazy you bring that up because I'm like still dealing with that.
Well, in this day and age, trust me, that's a good thing.
A little easier now.
That's a good
nowadays,
thing that people don't understand you.
But yeah, I dealt with that a lot, and I think that's most of the part of why I was acting out in the ways that I didn't want to do was because I felt misunderstood. And I think the reason why I felt like that was because classes that I was in, just for the most part, a lot of people had both of their parents. So when I was going through that process, it was hard for me, and people was making fun of me. So when people start making fun of me for personal things, that's where I started, okay, now it's like we're on a different time. And that's where I started acting out. And then like teachers that like were against what I'm talking, like what I'm trying to stand up for, it's like, yeah, now it's screw you too. You know? Unfortunately, but yeah, I dealt with that a lot.
Where did you go to elementary school? We got a lot of Cambridge people that tune in, man. This airs on.
Yeah.
You know,
so Cambridge, I was kind of like almost everybody else. I was bouncing around all over the place. So I was at King Amigos. This is funny. I went to King Amigos, Kennedy Longfellow, then back to King Amigos. I don't know how it happened.
Now, is that King Amigos? Is that the old Harrington? Because a lot of these schools are the same schools, but they're different names nowadays. Is that the King, the one in the coast? The
one in the coast, Putnam Avenue, I believe it is. Yep. So it was like King Amigos, Kennedy Longfellow in East Cambridge, and then right back to King Amigos for I believe it was 7th and 8th grade to finish it out.
And then you get to Ringe.
Ringe, yeah. So I was the I was the test subject for Freshman Academy. I was one of the first one. You know, when Freshman Academy came out, I was in that year.
Okay. So you're a little younger than me. I don't even know what that is. Just explain that to me.
So Freshman Academy is something that I believe it was the original Longfellow on Broadway Street.
Okay, yep.
That's kind of like right across the street from like 51 Inman, right over there in that area. Yeah,
you
like
got the basketball court that's
just,
like in a pit.
Exactly.
I love that.
So they tried that, I believe, for 1 or 2 years. It lasted, I think, 2 years, Freshman Academy. Unless they still have it now.
Okay. Is that supposed to be like an alternative school?
In a way.
Okay.
But it was, I think, mostly because there was so much, when I was going to Ringe, there was so much construction going on in Ringe, as you know.
I remember that. Yep.
And there's, 5 to 7,000 kids in Ringe, so I think they just did that as a temporary thing anyways. But, oh man, it was crazy, yeah. So Freshman Academy, I think I was in there until October.
Yeah.
That ended kind of short, unfortunately.
What happened? Why did that end?
Still dealing with the same thing from middle school, and I had to unfortunately act out in a way that I didn't want to again, and they 100% kicked me out the Cambridge school system.
Okay, high school. Before high school, during high school, is this when you start to gravitate towards creating music?
Yeah, so I believe I was getting into music around the 6th grade. So yeah, that probably does relate into the situation of what was going on.
It's one thing to listen to me. I feel like everybody at least listens to some sort of music, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But not everybody feels like they want to create or maybe have the guts to or desire to or want to put in the work. Why did you gravitate towards that?
I gotta give it to Pops, man. Pops and my sister was a huge motivation growing up because all they would listen to was rap music, and I was seeing it on TV all the time. It's like I wasn't watching Nickelodeon and all that back in the day. I was watching like MTV, BET because of my sister. So.
And you talk about Pops, you talk about your sister's
father?
100%.
Yep.
Just so people know, like a stepfather.
My stepfather, my sister's father, huge motivation. He's still a rapper till this day, been killing the game for a long time, and huge motivation when I was younger, so yeah.
Okay. so you said 6th grade. Like, what time frame do you actually put out something where it's like, is the internet's going on at that time, right?
Yep.
You're in that
Oh
era.
yeah,
So,
that was like Soulja Boy and all that.
yeah. So
going on,
when is the first time that you put something on the internet? Is it just like a video of you rapping or recording?
It was just me rapping and videos, and just small things like that, just doing freestyles with my friends
Okay,
at
so
their
talk
house.
about the learning process of that, right? Because I rap a little bit. I know it's one thing to sit there and rhyme some words, but then eventually to format a song.
I think what
count
happened
bars.
was
What was your learning process like?
I was in I think 7th or 8th grade, and my brother had. I feel like he's one of the first people with the Macs. Like he was one of the only people I knew with a Mac laptop back then. And somebody gave me a microphone, like a teacher at Just to Start, actually in East Cambridge. I was going to at the time. That same teacher gave me a mic, and I just on the Mac they have GarageBand, and it's super easy throwing a mic on the Mac. GarageBand, you're recording, hit song, it sounds amazing. At least back then it did, but I feel like that was the start of it too. Like, that's when I started getting into like, okay, now I can make songs. You know what I mean?
Was it well received by your peers when you put it out, or was it just, did you just like it so much that you wanted to keep going?
Actually, yeah. At first, my friends was definitely rocking with it. Not they were like, all right, what's going on here? You know what I mean? You know how it is.
It's obviously going to be raw.
Like, okay, well, he's rapping. All right, let's see what's going on here. But no, I feel like after just a few months of, my friends, when they see my dedication, they know. They're like, uh-oh. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
it. Yep.
So I've been out of school a while, but I hear things sometimes, and they always talk about funding being taken for music, for whatever it may be, piano class, whatever. They don't have much like that now. I don't know if it's gearing back towards that, but do you think that it's important to have music in the schools?
110%. 110%. That's like gym. Like, you have to have music in schools because music is a huge stress reliever. Huge stress reliever. It doesn't matter if you're playing the clarinet. It's and this could be, most of my personal opinion, but I feel like music is just fun and it's a stress reliever. It's almost like gym and recess. Who doesn't like music class? Even if you're just goofing around playing a few instruments here and there, you're still having fun. It's a huge stress reliever. What would you rather be, in math or music?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel it's important because the younger generation that's going to school, they get to express themselves in a positive way. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah.
So high school's around that time, man. Even a little bit before, start partying with our friends, maybe start smoking weed. Right?
Yep.
Was that your experience? And talk about that.
Oh yeah.
At what age did you,
Oh yeah.
did you start indulging?
Say about, I think I was maybe 13 years old, 12, 13. And then 14 was it. That was it. 14 was just it for me. I think it was that summer where I was at a party every other day. Shout out to D-Mode. He's hosted some of the most legendary house parties in Cambridge, I want to say. And we even had I forgot the name of this specific party. It was literally right next to Ringe. I forgot the movie that came out. It was like it was a movie that came out about a big party. Everyone got drunk. I forgot the name of the movie, but it was something X or something like that. And man, there was like 3 of those. That was crazy. So I'd say around 14 is when it,
So just talk about some of your better memories from high school years.
I had fun in high school, actually. I was, I got into basketball. I was going to play for the team and everything. And I feel like freshman academy was a good year for me because I see who had my back and I met my friends, like my rail friends. That's when I started building, relationships with people. It was a great, I feel like 14 was a great year for me because I had fun in multiple different ways.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you said you were going to do the basketball. You didn't. Do you think the whole smoking weed, you're not as in shape as, that affects your win? You think that had anything to do with maybe, you think if you weren't smoking weed that you might have committed more to the basketball team?
No, actually, I was like, we were smoking in On the court, pretty much.
Oh, so you did play?
Yeah,
ball.
I mean,
I thought you had said you didn't
yeah,
play.
no.
Play
So
ball.
I think most of the part was it was just me getting in. Like I said, freshman academy was a tough year. I think I made it to October and November, and that's just what it was. Me getting in trouble, unfortunately. And I still, even in the alternative schools that I was going to, I still played basketball for those schools as well.
So there's been some science popping up about even weed use, alcohol use, especially before a certain age, while the brain's still developing. Looking back, like, yeah, you had some epic parties and fun, but you ever wish that maybe you had abstained from those type of things?
Never.
No.
Never.
You don't regret anything? Do you not live with regrets?
No, definitely I don't regret that. I think the main reason too, when I was younger, I wasn't drinking much. And I still don't till this day. I don't maybe on the weekends here and there. But smoking, I was getting into smoking for actual like medical reasons.
Okay.
So it's kind of different with me where like that's definitely something I'll never regret.
What about, would you allow your kid to start smoking at a young age, or is that something that you would kind of be like, listen, wait till you're 18 at least?
That's a tough question. That's a
because we always want better for like, it's one thing to say no regrets, sure, fine, but like to actively be like, sure, go ahead.
Here's this: you can't always have a 24/7 eye on your kid, and let's just say this: I'll try to keep it away from them until let's see how long that goes.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and that's kind of how you got to go about it nowadays. Because as long as they're not getting into trouble, if that's something they want to do and they're still productive with their time, because I'm still a firm believer of people still being productive while under the influence of marijuana, 100%. I mean,
look at Snoop Dogg, man. That dude.
Thank you.
I would love to be in his shoes. He's a very successful person.
Thank you.
I just think it depends on the person, right? If you're a lazy person, it might make you a little bit more lazy. You know what I mean? So it definitely depends from person to person. Just basketball as far as sports in high school?
Yeah, for the most part, just basketball.
And you end up graduating from Ringe?
No, unfortunately, I think I went from Ringe to Extension, then from Extension to Just a Start over in East Cambridge. Extension is like an alternative version of Ringe, of course, like a smaller version. And, people went there for all kind of reasons.
Where was that located? Extension?
Because
to me, I feel like all these things have different names now. Like I went to Challenge Prep in Hoytfield in the Coast, and the teen center over there. So I don't know if
this was over in the Coast. I forgot what street. I think it's like Franklin Street over in the Coast. Small building. It's probably like 60.
Because I know they got like
kids.
Far Academy over.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't even know. Is it still there? I don't know.
I think it's Franklin Street, I believe. Super small building.
You don't just go from Ringe to there because. For no reason. What happens?
Unfortunately, was dealing with the same issues that I was dealing with previously in 8th grade, and let's just say I had to take care of the situation.
Physical altercation.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to get into a fight with that individual, and it's something like I literally didn't want to do.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations where I was getting pushed into doing that.
By your peers?
No, by him.
Okay, by him.
That's what I mean? Yeah.
That's what happens. And then sometimes you stand up to the quote unquote bully, and then they flip it, and then you the bad guy.
And it's like, messed up. Golly. It's crazy you say that because that's what happened.
Talk about
that's
it.
100% what happened. From what and I'm not going to talk about this kid, but unfortunately, I think that he got suspended for like 3 days. I got straight up expelled.
Wow.
Like I'm in Extension the next week. He's still there. Like,
why do you think that was? Were you already getting detentions or any trouble before that?
No, I think the main reason, unfortunately,
or they just want to separate you and they chose.
I think partially my fault, but I think what happened was nobody knew what was going on. Like the school did not know what was going on. So all they seen was an altercation that happened in the lunchroom. That was not a good altercation. And that's the only thing that they seen and know and literally witnessed because they were there. And that's what it all comes down to.
So just talk about your mind state towards education at the time. Is it just like, man, I'm just here for a good time. I want to do college after, maybe. Just here to graduate, and then it's to the streets. What's your mindset?
I wanted to graduate high school.
Did getting kicked out and go to Extension, did that change your mindset at all?
No.
You were still determined?
Yeah, I still was 100% willing to graduate. I still don't know the 100% answer to why I dropped out. And I didn't just drop out. Like, there was a huge process to me dropping out. I was in the same grade for 3 years.
Wow.
Like, you know, that's just my joke that I use, that where it's like,
But it's real.
it was a huge process of me not going to school. And it wasn't just me, school. No, it was like I was dealing with so many things at not one time, but just dealing with so much during that age. It was.
And at this point, is your father still out of state? Do you think?
Oh yeah, he was nowhere near.
So do you think it would have been good to have that
100%.
around to kind of maybe guide you in these situations?
Yeah. Oh, because I looked up to my dad when I was younger. So if he was still in the picture, that would have been, my life would have been different.
Did you ever start to resent him? Even though, like, now you say you look back on it and you understand, like, sure, we grow up. Did you build resentment?
No.
No?
No. I hope all is well with everybody.
Yeah.
Every single person.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. You never had any hard feeling, never?
Sometimes I think about some stuff, but in the end, my last thought in the end of it all is.
Okay. So the thoughts do come, though.
Yeah.
We have I call them sometimes, they're intrusive thoughts. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
They come in and it's like, but it's like, you gotta push that out. You know what I mean? You gotta
Right.
overwhelm the intrusive thoughts or the negative thoughts with all this positivity. That way it gets buried and flushed away.
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
You know what I mean? It's all about that. So you said you same grade, 3 years. It was mainly the attendance thing, and you said you went from extension to another place.
So it was, how it started was Ringe. Actually, Ringe, transition basically merged with extension. It was in the same building, 2 different floors. Then from there, I unfortunately got kicked out from there and went to Justice Start. Didn't make it through Justice Start. I think I went to Dearborn for a little bit.
Okay.
D-Mode's probably laughing at
I
this
went to
somewhere.
Dearborn in 7th grade myself.
No way.
Dearborn Academy.
Arlington, right?
Yes,
I believe.
sir.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So I was there for a little bit. Just, it did not work out everywhere I went.
Do you think the fact that the place kept changing and there was no stability, no consistency, did that play a part of it? Or
You know what's crazy, and I still think about this till this day every once in a while? I miss Ringe. Like, I'm 30 years old. Why am I missing Ringe? And I missed Ringe. It got to a certain point where I was like, I kind of regretted it a little bit. I was like, but it was tough because I felt forced down a certain road that I didn't want to go down. And it's like, I'm already 4 or 5 miles ahead. I can't bang a U-turn now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was tough.
are you all these problems going on at school? You know, Pop's not being around like that, like you would wish. Ideally, is that you start leaning heavier into the music around this time?
Yeah,
do?
definitely. Because it was unfortunately like I was dipping into the streets here and there, but it would have really been the streets or music. I firmly believe like that. I would have got deep into the streets if it wasn't for music.
So
that
when
was-
do you go from being behind the mic to being behind the camera? Because you're a beast with the videography.
Yeah,
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
you,
I
bro.
appreciate, you did our video, you know.
Yep,
so y'all check it out.
One of the best
Long
I've ever
Nights.
edited and shot. It's crazy.
Yep, late, long night, yep.
I
you know,
think-
both of them,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Make sure
definitely.
you check them both out. But yeah, when did you get behind the camera, and is that something that always interested you besides music?
Yeah, you know, it's when I first started rapping, I started rapping with my friends. So we had a record label. It's always been like 617, 617 Entertainments, and now it's 617 Records till this day. And we was all shooting video. Like we got a camera, cheap little 720 HD
Shooting
camera
each
back
other's
in the
videos
day.
pretty much?
And we all had to pretty much shoot each other's video, or throw it on the tripod. We all had to learn. So it was a young age. I think it was like same thing. Right when I started music, we all was kind of like, oh, well, someone got to shoot the video.
Yeah, why is it important to have a team, even if it's just a small team, man?
You have to. You're not. Good luck if you're trying to do it alone. 100%. Good luck.
What obstacles do you think can you run into if trying to do it by yourself?
I just personally think it's almost impossible. I don't want to say nothing's impossible, but you know, go for it. And if you do it, I got to take some notes. But I think it's different with my team because my team, we've all came up together. We all started as artists. D-Mode started as my manager. Now he's an artist. He's been an artist for the longest time. K9 has been doing poetry since I can even remember, since I met him. So we all started together, and I think we all kind of had to learn different operations of the music. So that's when it all came into play.
high school year, same thing. Is this when you start doing shows? When do you do your first show? And just talk about that. Your first performance. I mean, nerves coming with that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like Eminem had the whole lose. Mom speaking. That's for.
I think I was in the bathroom somewhere throwing up too. Yeah. I think I was about 20 years old when I first, actually 19 maybe, either 19 or 20. I don't necessarily remember, but hosted my first show at Out of the Blue Art Gallery, what used to be Out of the Blue Art Gallery in Central Square, Cambridge, and it was my first. It was about 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago.
Okay, so nervous leading up to it.
Oh, it was crazy. I was definitely
After it. How'd you feel after? Did you feel like, okay, like you said, first time sometimes doing things? Okay, now I know maybe I got this to work on. Do you think you just absolutely killed it? How did you feel after that first one? We're just glad you did it.
I think the first one was a huge learning experience because I went on stage, they didn't even have a stage. It was kind of, but I went up there thinking a whole different thing, and it came out completely different. So it made me learn that I have to study the way I move and get on stage and actually rap live.
Instead of just sitting there like you're recording in the booth.
Yep.
You realize you're performing.
You're actually in front of people. You know what I mean? And I think it was funny because like my first show had 3 or 4 people there.
Yeah.
Then my second show had, I think, like 50.
That's
so
dope.
it was dope.
But you gotta love those 3 to 4 people though, because that's why I always say even
amazing.
At the smallest, audience you may have, like whatever, if it's only 10 of y'all watching, I'm gonna do the best I can for the 10 of y'all
Still
watching.
one of the best shows I ever hosted. Was that one. It was about 4 people there. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was one of the best.
Okay, so talk about what do you think the biggest improvement was between that one and the second one? I mean, was it to get the 50 people there at least, but not even performance-wise, just to get that many people to show up? Was it in the promotion, or was
Definitely.
it?
I think what it was I have the place booked. I go there and I perform, and people are gonna come. That's not how it happened. And I had to really kind of talk to my team a little bit, got some ideas from them, and everybody was super supportive. And I had to get different artists. Like I said, my sister was doing music, Pops was doing music, so I kind of teamed up with them. Shout out to Little Flexican, who used to be Johnny Tsunami back in the day. Even huge shout out to High Key Random and a few of these individuals. Like, I just had to team up with some people, and offer something that people wasn't offering back then.
So why do you go from instead of going from like, let me just be on a ticket, let me just do a performance, to like, let me do my own event?
I think it comes into play of me offering something that wasn't being offered back then, because what was going on was I was trying to sign up for a few shows, and no bad vibes towards anybody, but like slots were like $100 to $500 back then. Like, you buy a slot, you get some tickets. I just didn't. It's not that I didn't support that, because I did some of those shows that's operated like that, but I just wasn't doing them. I don't know why. Maybe I was against them back then. And I offered a show where it was like slots were like $20, and you get like $100 in tickets, $200 in tickets, flyers, and we was just having so much fun. And I think that's what it was. You gotta have a team.
Yeah,
that's what it all falls back on.
What's your favorite thing about performing live in front of people?
My favorite thing about performing live. I think, I don't know. I always grew up with a lot of energy, so doing that and then just seeing some of the people's reactions to how I'm performing is just pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun. You know what I mean?
That's dope. How dope is it to be the person to bring people together, and then you look at these events and you're like, oh, there go Sis, there go, and you see everybody mingling, and it's like,
it's a dope feeling.
You created it.
It's 100% dope feeling, because it's actually the reason why I do some of the things till this day. What I'm doing now is because I genuinely like seeing people have fun in a safe environment and showcasing their talent. I don't know why. Like, that's just been me for a long time, and I think that's what it comes down to.
So talk about the catalog. I know you had recently the John Wick, but just like lead us up to, I mean, I know you got a lot of music out there, man. Just kind of lead us up to what you have out there. Maybe people want to search and look back for stuff, for albums or songs or videos.
So it's funny. I used to go by the name of White Noise, and unfortunately, the name got trademarked by an artist from out of state. And my whole career just flipped. So I have I've definitely released around 100 projects, but only about 20 to 30 of them count because of the trademark situation. A lot of stuff got deleted.
Okay, so talk about that. Do you get hit up on like in emails, like cease and desist? How does something like that work?
Oh no, I went to work one day and somebody said, "Yo, why can't I like listen to your song or something like that?" I swear to God, my whole career got deleted. And I had
on all platforms,
everything you could think of.
And there wasn't one email from like YouTube, nothing like explaining.
I'll never forget this day. That was like, I haven't cried in a long time, and I cried that day.
Man, you gotta remember, man, it's not the name, man. It's the person behind the name. Like even my whatever trade. People ain't here for the name. They here for you. They here for what you're creating.
It was a tough situation. I literally woke up one day, went to work. It must have been 8, 9 in the morning. I was doing security at the time. I was doing rounds in a hotel, doing my rounds in a hotel, and like my music's just gone. My whole career, and
so SoundCloud,
everything,
YouTube. Whatever the hell. I mean, the DistroKid. I don't even know, man. Like they was able to.
The main thing was DistroKid, and the only thing that got left up was, I believe, one YouTube channel. Because
of your name, like they didn't give you a chance to edit your name, like and put it like that. I don't know.
It was something funky. Where there was a YouTube channel I could have kept that ended up getting to. I don't know what the heck's going on. Yeah. There's still one YouTube channel that has.
So you said it flips everything upside down.
Oh, it was crazy.
Okay, what are you brainstorming? What are you thinking? What's like your next move in your head, and then what's actually your next move? And just talk about that process of ever since COVID, but really my whole life, adjust and adapt. We gotta keep going, bro. We can't ever stop the train.
You know what's crazy is this happened during COVID. So it wasn't that long ago. It was just a lot of I think it was one YouTube channel and like a DatPiff. No one's on DatPiff no more.
Salute to DatPiff.
Yeah, but shout out to DatPiff, 100%.
That was the spot to go for.
But like, it was crazy. Everything got deleted. I went into some like back hallway in this hotel and just, I cried. Not gonna lie, 100%.
Is it like, did it take the fun out of it? Like get something like news like that and just everything you work for is like, and then you see the business side of it and how cold it is. Like, it's a friggin' name, dude. Like, it's 2 words. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, damn, man, it just takes the fun out of the game, or?
Shout out to White Noise, because I think that triggered something in me ever since that day. Like, I was like,
motivation.
Because I didn't give up. And it was I didn't even know what to do. How do I release music? How do I even do this?
Yeah.
And it took me, there was a few people I know that actually went through the same exact situation. So I had to kind of tap in with them and just kind of talk to people, team. You know what I mean? So, and I just got some feedback from some people and just kind of switched it up. And from there, that's where 44 Noise came into play.
Okay.
Yeah.
And since then, I mean, anything under 44 Noise, we can find? The people can find it?
Yep. So 100% 44 Noise. You can even Google it.
Okay, so what was your first project under that new moniker, that new name? Was it the John Wick one?
No, actually, I don't even remember, because right when I solidified my name, I was just dropping. I don't even think it was a project or anything. I think it was like a single. Matter of fact, it was called Green Light, Baby. It was a song, Green Light.
Okay.
And I just threw it out there, and then I probably put
Can
out,
people find that now?
Yeah, 100%.
On YouTube, on
yep, everything.
Okay.
That was my first day of being 44 Noise. I believe it was called Green Light, Baby. It was up from there.
Okay. First, let's get to the John Wick before we get into what we're doing now, right? Because I want to keep it in order. The John Wick series. Why John Wick? Just a fan of the movie. Talk about why you chose that.
Let's be completely honest, and this is how you know I rock with your podcast, but I'm going to tell the truth right now. I swear to God, I didn't even know who John Wick was in the beginning. Like, people were just calling me John Wick. I didn't watch,
I
my
think I've
friends
seen one
know
of
this.
them. Yeah.
Like,
There's a bunch of them.
I think I still only watched one or two, and I was falling asleep during overnight shift, so I'm gonna say probably just one. And
Okay.
and I think I was working all over Boston, and people were just seeing me calling me John Wick, and then my friends were calling me John Wick. It's like I was literally hearing John Wick multiple times a day, so I had to do some research. Like, who the heck is John Wick? Found out why people are calling me John Wick, and then I ended up watching one of the movies, and just it's more of just a joke, to be completely
I get what
honest.
you're saying. Yeah. We can't, bro. We gotta have fun, right? And
Have
I
fun.
say don't take it to self so serious, bro. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like,
Gotta have fun.
like nobody's gonna, a couple hundred years from now, we'll all be gone, and none of it's really gonna
And
matter. And our family will forget about us.
Yeah,
It's like
definitely.
literally, I don't know anyone past my great, if
Yeah,
that. And that's not
yeah.
even all of them.
I'm right there with you.
You know what I'm saying? So
I think that's where the fun came into play too. Was John Wick? That's why.
did it bring the fun back for
100%.
you?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
how
where-
many? I mean, what? 3, 4?
Three.
I mean, okay,
Just three. And I unfortunately didn't come out with the fourth one, but it will come out.
I mean, you got to come out with 4, man. You
100%.
from the 4, bro.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
no,
golly.
it is coming. And to be completely honest, I didn't get some sleep recently. I was thinking it's gonna come, and it's gonna
Okay.
come soon.
But you started to transition into doing something a little bit different, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Talk about that.
So, I'll be completely honest. I still love music, and I still write here and there. Like when I have some downtime, I still write. I was still throwing some beats and kind of freestyling in my head or out loud. But I about 2 years ago, I launched a company called What to Do with a few people. And you're very familiar with this, of course. Shout out to Bounce Back TV. You guys was on there. But unfortunately, What to Do didn't do too well. A couple of people jumped ship, and
Well, don't say that, unfortunately, because usually
yeah.
things happen for a reason.
Yeah,
like you said,
no, you're
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, yeah, go ahead. Talk.
That's
My bad to
where
interrupt.
United Pro came into play, and it's like I can't just because this didn't work. I can't just give up.
Yeah.
That's where that came in again.
Right,
It's
okay.
like the white noise and 44 noise situation. If this didn't work out, I got to do something that at least relates to it that I can still do.
Yeah.
By myself. If it's just me.
Right.
Well,
I mean, we're just coming off of a Celtics championship. Salute to them,
Yep,
right?
100%.
But they had to lose a couple times, right?
Yeah,
you gotta fail sometimes, man,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So say, it failed or whatever, in your opinion, but it just set something up. But why is it important to be able to work through setbacks? I don't want to call them failures, but setbacks. And why is it important to have setbacks?
Huge learning situation. You got to have setbacks.
Because I feel like all them Celtics, they were like, I wouldn't,
no,
I would, it's all worth it.
Yep.
It's probably even sweeter having been
I
there
love it.
and failed
I
and
love
then
it.
getting it, right?
I
So-
say it to my friends all the time, and they're probably hearing this. Like, I love pain. I love the stuff I go through. I don't care. Like, I was just cramped the other day on a bus, like up against the glass, and I'm enjoying the view. Just
Why?
like that. I can't get mad. I like. Especially with the whole like change thing too. I think my whole mindset. I just recently turned 30. I think the mindset just changed when I turned 30.
Well, I just think, they say the toughest battles, go to the strongest soldiers. And like usually, like when you get that pain, on the other end of that pain,
Yeah.
is usually something great. Even when it comes to like working out, man, your muscles, they tear up and then they heal and you're sore and it's painful.
Yep.
And you fight through the pain, and then 3-4 months from now you're like looking in the mirror like, okay, you got a whole new swag to
That's
your
it.
step. So I think it's definitely very, very important. So the next move you said What to Do was United, or that's
So What to Do kind of transformed into United Pro Marketing. So What to Do wasn't just a marketing agency. It was like this huge platform. I don't even have a definition for it.
well, you don't
It
got
was-
to put everything in a box. That's
Yeah.
the beautiful thing. A
It
lot
was-
of people like to put things in a
Yep,
box,
yep,
but
yeah.
it ain't.
But
don't
it
have
was
to be, bro.
it was huge. And you know what's funny? Unfortunately, I had to kind of put into a box because I'm only one person.
Right.
And it sucked because I don't look at What to Do as a failure. I feel What to Do is actually going to come back. Like I still own it and everything. Like it's still there. I still look at it. It's just not here right now. But yeah, I had to do what I can do that I can handle. And that's where United Pro Marketing came into play. And I at least can offer some good marketing services to people that like good, affordable marketing services, and I'm willing to work with people and
Okay.
things of that nature.
Why marketing? Is it just something you felt natural? Part of music, like you said, the first show had 4, and then promotion, marketing, same idea in a sense.
Kind of, actually, yeah. It actually does
Transferable skills?
It comes from music, yeah, 100%. Because how it all started was 617 Records marketing services and Make Noise management promotion and 617 Records promotion services, and it all comes from that. I think what really gave me the motivation to make the transition was a couple of years ago. We had a show, and I'm not gonna go too much into it, but I seen a vendor like have a successful night, and that motivated me. I'm like, this is already a crazy show. We got people performing, like there's like 100 people there, but this vendor had a successful, she probably had a more successful night than me, you know what I mean? And I think I just told her myself, she knows who she is, but it gave me some great motivation to see that I helped a business. Like, and I was already helping artists, but it's crazy, now I'm helping artists and businesses. And that's where I looked at myself and I was like,
well, okay, talk about that. I mean, do you think artists should look at themselves as a business?
100%.
Why?
Anything that's accumulating revenue is a business. Even if it's 3 cents. You know how royalties are, you know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, absolutely.
It's a business. If you're accumulating revenue and you have to conduct yourself as a businessman in certain situations, because no matter what kind of rapper you are, you have to conduct yourself in a certain, when you're in certain situations, and it's accumulating revenue.
Okay.
Sounds like a business to me.
So talk about what kind of services would you provide for somebody who wants to hire you to market for them, right? Because marketing, like, yeah, it's a cool term, like, but what is it, the actual, what kind of services would you provide for somebody?
We have a wide range of services that go from web development, web management, influencer marketing, simple as graphic design, video production, things of that nature, along with direct marketing, which can be door-to-door sales, or just face-to-face promotion outside in the community. I call it community relations, kind of AKA. And we don't just offer like a specific list of services. You can actually contact us with an idea, and we'll literally put our idea. I'm doing it right now with a few people, where people just call me with an idea, and I'm like, let's do it.
So what is the range of clients that you've worked with? From rappers to, I mean, I saw you marketing for a little juice spot, right?
Yeah.
So
yep.
That's pretty cool, man.
So it's a wide range of different businesses. I'm always gonna look out for my artists. I always market for my artists, D-Mode and K9, and we have specific music marketing operations that go on. And then as far as for the business side, I'm partnered with Sheffield LLC, which I'm actually one of the co-owners and co-founders as well. Shout out to Sheffield LLC. And it's with them landscaping, lawn care, and some building maintenance as well. And then, like you said, a juice bar. Even like a Fonto company, Grabba company, all different kind of clothing lines. Everything you could think of. A window cleaning company, car rentals. We've been talking to Party Bus.
Yeah, nice.
A chiropractor.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
no,
legit. Yep.
Is this the same social media to reach out to? Do you have a separate, or do they just holler at white? I mean, 44 Noise.
Yeah, so it's kind of the same thing. If you want to check me out as an artist, 44 Noise, you can literally jump on Google and Google 44 Noise all together, and you'll see everything. And then United Pro Marketing, it's now just recently got to, if you Google United Pro Marketing.
Is there a separate Instagram?
Okay. I believe just now we only have Instagram, Facebook, and the TikTok just started.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, social media is a great tool, great platform and everything too, but it still almost always comes down to, they always still say like best word of mouth. I mean, is that still important? You said community relations. Is word of mouth a big, still as big?
100%.
It is? Okay.
100%. Recently, I thought most of my clients would come from social media and running ads and things of that nature. Unfortunately, it's coming from word of mouth. Not unfortunately, fortunately.
Right.
You know what I mean? I never would have thought that. And
Surprising.
yeah, like till this day, people that I meet face to face, they're usually the ones that happen the most.
Why do you think it is? You think it's a trust thing? Like the energy, you can feel the energy being
Yeah.
in someone's presence as
You're-
opposed to online. There's
Yep.
so many scam
Yep.
pages
Oh,
for
yeah.
everything.
Yep. I think you're getting that human interaction with that specific person that does that. What you're about to listen to, you just met them.
Okay. Talk to me about, I guess, what the short-term goals for you and, I mean, everything you're doing is all wrapped up within
Yep.
you and your partner. So just talk about what you have personally and professionally for short-term goals, and then we'll get into the long-term goals.
The sky isn't even the limit. I can't. Me and my friends been going back and future billionaire. It's kind of turning into a joke now where we're doing it all the time, but it's like help people as much as I can, add as much value as I can to the earth, positive vibes only, and just help my family and friends as much as possible. I think that's it.
Okay, that's fair. Why should somebody choose you to market for them?
Because if you call that phone at 3 a.m, I'm picking up. You know what I mean? Like I unfortunately don't sleep because of emails. So if you're coming to United Pro Marketing, just so you guys know, it's me always. It's never somebody else. And I think I've literally had like owners of nightclubs tell me this, like, you're gonna win if you keep moving like this, because nowadays you're calling an agency, a marketing agency. I mean, shout out to them, no hate, but you're like talking to AI.
Yeah.
Or like, can I talk to the owner or the operations manager? He's off. He's on. And shout out to them. They're a big company.
Yeah.
You send me an email. I think I'm replying in 10 minutes, and you're talking to me. Yeah.
Do you have plans to grow and start hiring employees to work for you and delegating responsibilities?
So right now I'm getting into the field of a few people assisting me in certain operations, but not necessarily working for me. They get paid, of course, and they love what they do with me. And yeah, hopefully soon. I think that's
why is marketing, why is it important for someone to market their business, themselves, whatever the case may be?
You got to. It's just, you got to. Unless you're popular for whatever reason with 1 million followers already, and you got to have some sort of marketing or whatever you do. Some sort of promo or just something that pushes the brand and the business or whatever it is out there just a little bit more. You know what I mean?
So what are some reasons why some people should financially invest in marketing, like you said, running ads on social media and stuff? What are some reasons someone should do that as opposed to not?
It's ROI. It's the return on investment. If you can team up with an agency that actually puts in some good work, I mean, there's a great outcome. It's not going to be overnight, and that's what I tell people all the time. But hey, give me 6 months, you're going to see some great work happen.
Absolutely.
And even if it's just me saving a business time, like it's like I said, you can contact me with an idea, and I'll put my ideas in it, and it'll mix, and we'll make it happen.
Absolutely.
And that's what it all comes down to, I think.
I think it's like, it's good to, even like you said, put a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, and it'll build up. It's not, I just feel like it's just, the output's always going to be correlated to the input.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to pay to play. That's just the way it is.
I tell people this all the time, like the saying "it takes money to make money" is actually 110% like, it's real. It takes money, no matter what, even if it's a side hustle or just anything, it takes money to make money. You have to invest in yourself. You have to get some sort of marketing. I mean, get a shout out here and there from somebody at least.
Even before you start investing money, right? You got to invest mentally.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Right? You got to mentally, I mean, how much commitment is it going to take for someone to start making some real money with their business? I mean, you're running a business, so you know.
Yeah.
So
you got to have the mindset. it all comes down. I think the first thing is, you know, when people say that, it is the mindset. You know, the first thing isn't, you know, go crazy and investing in yourself. You know, the first thing actually is the sitting back and locking in and saying, wow, it's either this or nothing. I mean, I think there's certain things that you could do, certain categories of businesses where you can really like kind of just have fun and do it part-time and still be very successful in it. But certain businesses, I mean, you really got to like, you got to really lock in, and it's tough. You got to really lock in, have that mindset, motivation, determination, execution, waste no time, all that.
What's your, excuse me, I know I asked you about the music. What's your favorite thing about doing the marketing?
I think just putting a smile on people's faces. Like I said, I like
someone else succeed.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think this relates into me doing security for 10 years as well. Like, I've been doing security for 10 years, my whole life. I like seeing people have fun in a safe environment, and I like seeing people smile. Yeah. Like, when I'm making them feel safe, and marketing can be safe as well, too, because there's a lot of scams out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I just like making people happy.
How do some people... How do they pick out which ones are the scams, and what are like some telling signs that this is definitely a scam? For the people that, and unfortunately, it's usually the older people, a little older than me, because my generation was kind of the first to. We didn't have social media in high school, but like I graduated 03, Facebook was like 05. You know what I'm saying? So I'm right there. You know what I mean? We had computers in 8th grade, like we were rolling those out. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I've been scammed.
Me too, for a plane ticket.
Wow.
I got scammed for a plane ticket. I had somebody make a fake page of me, ask my friend to borrow money, and they just so happened.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, they hit the right person. You know what I mean? It's like you're only gonna get good people.
The plane ticket ones. I never heard that one.
Yeah, I got scammed for a plane ticket.
I got scammed. Someone, like, it was one of those things where they download a virus to your computer and you could call them.
So what are some telltale signs that, like, that's definitely a scam for people to be aware of?
No, just do your research. Investigate a little bit. Just look into some things, whether it's Instagram, Facebook.
What's the best way? Is it the Better Business Bureau to look into something?
Ask if they have their LLC and licensing, things of that nature.
So why don't we talk a little bit about a LLC, right?
Yep.
What does it stand for? And then, like, define it in your own words.
Licensed liability company.
Okay, and define it in your own words. And why is the LLC important? Because a lot of people kind of said it is.
Actually, you know what's funny? I don't think it's too important.
Okay.
At first, like, I think it is important depending on certain situations. But, like, I didn't have my LLC for the longest time. And I think I still don't have my LLC because of the situation with what to do. Like, I went right into United Pro Marketing. Now I have to figure this out. You know what I mean? So it's really necessary. I think it's necessary when you feel like you have to have an LLC. And certain licensing and you know, it all depends on what kind of business you're in, how much money you're making, things of that nature.
What's been the biggest adjustment for you transitioning into music, into marketing? What are some maybe things that surprised you or you had to adjust to? Unexpected.
You know what? I'll tell the truth that, you know, unfortunately, music changed a lot nowadays. I remember, and D-Mode's my witness. We walked to the store one time when I was younger. I must have been 15 years old. I made like $10, $5 in front of him, like that, just from selling mixed delay. I was like, hey, donation, great music, just like that. Now try to make $5, $10 off music. Yeah, it's like. It's tough, and I unfortunately, people be like, dude, don't give up on music. I didn't give up on music. I feel like music gave up on me a little bit. Because, and people, you know, I've heard, well, you're doing it for the money. Well, what the heck? Are we not doing it for the money no more? Or are we not doing this, not for the money, but to change our family's position, to change our position? And unfortunately, I found myself in an unsuccessful situation with music, and I think that's what motivated me into the marketing. It's tough. Marketing put me into some rooms that music didn't get me in.
Well, and I think with things like music and anything like creative wise, even this podcast too, like, yeah, money's cool, but if money's the most important thing, it's gonna show, and it's almost gonna come off as thirsty in 100%. A way. You know what I'm saying? So you really, if people see like, yo, this dude's having fun, he loves what he's doing, that's attractive to people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always saying, like, build the best product, the best thing you can, and you know, and if you're happy with doing your best, and don't give up though. That's the one thing. You'll never finish something if you give up. That's just like, that's not how things work.
I think that's what it all comes down to, is because I can actually, I can launch a business tomorrow where it's just selling a product online or just some sort of service, but I do marketing because I absolutely love it. And
Yeah.
I feel like I'm adding value to the earth by helping businesses and giving, like, I literally just had somebody like, whoa, you did this? Like just now? And I'm like, yeah, do you like it? And they're like losing it. Like, this is crazy.
What do you mean? Like a flyer?
It was a website.
Or a website?
It was a
Okay,
website. Yeah, it was a pretty
I'm trying
big.
to picture.
Yep,
That's why.
it was a pretty big website recently, and they were just flabbergasted because I think I had it ready the next day. Like they just talked about it, had it ready like a big sample the next day.
Nice.
And they were like, "Did you do this?" I was like, "100%. Yeah, I did that. Just now, just for you."
So nowadays, man, what's your biggest motivation nowadays?
My biggest motivation nowadays, I think it's some of the situations that I see people that I, dearly love going through what they go through. It's unfortunately, no matter how old we are, we're still going through some struggles, and some of these struggles are actually kind of crazier than back in the day. And I don't like seeing my people struggle at all whatsoever, especially family and loved ones. Even somebody that I know, just out there just struggling, that pisses me off. Like I really wish I can like pull out $10,000 and help them right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it all comes down to, and I think it's like, like I just love helping people.
Yeah. Let's get to the people side of it too. Is what is the main message that you kind of wanted to get across to the people, to like the message about life in general, not just the money. Like, what's the main message you wanted to kind of convey to people?
Add value to the earth, and just man, listen, add value to the earth. Don't.
If you're not adding, if you're not giving, you're taking, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You know.
And I think that's what it all comes down to. That sums it up right there.
I mean, the transition, man. Was it was just hitting that age, bro, that 30, and something clicked, or was there a specific event that just happened around that time?
No, it's
You
just
funny. Woke up
like,
on your birthday, like, man.
You know what? What's crazy is I was even just telling my boss this. Like, he's like, you woke up the next day, and I was like, it's kind of like a joke with me and my friends, but it's actually kind of serious when I think about it. We had Black and Gold, which is my birthday event, something we do every year. I woke up the next day. My whole mindset was different. And I didn't do it on purpose. It just happened. The music I listen to is different. The way I walk, I don't know what the heck happened. Literally. And they're like, what happened? I don't know. I wish I had the answer for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when
if you would, I mean, what would you attribute any of that to God? Do you believe in a higher power?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not too big into the religion aspect.
Yeah.
But I am a huge believer in God, the higher power.
Yep.
Yeah, correct.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
Okay.
As well. Yep.
That's what's up. That's what I'm trying to get to, because I
definitely.
think a lot of people are kind of scared to, say God nowadays or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you're scared to say the word God, I mean, I'm gonna help you.
Yeah, let's big up God, man.
Yeah, no, 100% God first. At the end of the day, like it's
facts.
Man, if you don't have God in your life, hey, I'm not gonna get too into it, but yeah, God first. You need God in your life.
So, man, this has been like great catching up with you,
100%.
man. Talking.
Great.
It's been a minute. We've obviously crossed paths a few times, man. We, I saw when you were doing the thing you were promoting. I'm trying to support people however I can, man.
And it was
it's
awesome, man. Like we had
mutually
some
beneficial
fun.
thing too, and that's what I think. That's what's important, especially what you do is, and even to a sense, what I do here at the podcast is like create these win-win situations, man. We get ourselves in all these lose-lose situations where it's like, even if you win a fight or whatever street thing it may be, what do you really win? A trip to jail or prison? 100%. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely right. You got to open up the doors for, when you're putting yourself in a position, that's great. But when you're putting yourself in a position for some other people too, it's just a great feeling.
Hey, man, shout out to Millie's. He said, how many people did you help in life? How many people have you helped? That's how you measure life, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
And that's what it's about is because I feel like once you're able to do something for yourself and be successful at it and get that good feeling, it's like you want other people, like, here, look, you could do this too. Come on, do this with me, man.
I tell people the sauce all the time.
Yeah. So I just think that's amazing, man. And if there was anything else that you kind of wanted to touch on, maybe I didn't get a didn't ask the right question, what we didn't get a chance to touch on. I mean, we could talk about it now, or even just some last promotions you want to do, anything like that, and get into it.
No, not necessarily, man. We touched the bases on this one, and I appreciate you, Bobby.
Absolutely.
I think the main message of this all is, is do something
Together.
Do something
Together. Rich forever. If we stick together. That's what he said
stick
too.
Stick together,
man.
rich forever. And I'm a firm believer in just, lately I've just been praying to God and just saying I'm going to keep adding value to the earth. And if we all can add value to the earth in a positive way, it'll overcome some of the negative.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what the message is from this, and that's kind of the new narrative that I've been pushing lately, is just, man, don't sit there. I'm going to say it, don't sit there and be a nobody. Be somebody. You was put here on this earth. You beat the odds of I don't know how many million. You know what I mean? Like, you were the one who's born. You are the... something.
And we're the generation that what we do, even if we're not famous in Hollywood, will actually still outlive us with these media platform, independent things like YouTube and social media. That's why I think we're like the first kind of generation that's able to do that, and I think that's dope. But I think it's somewhat of a duty to do it in a positive way, right? We pushing positivity.
We're pushing P over here.
The internet is so full of negativity and drama and podcasts. Men hating on women, women hating on men, people hating on this, on that. Like, I just want to be able, let's say, add value, add something positive to maybe be a glimmer of hope within all this. But I think it's deeper than that. I think we're on the verge of an awakening, and I think the positivity is...
I think it's coming back.
It's making a move.
I think it is. I think it's coming back. Unfortunately, the negative, have some light for a little bit. But there's always going to be people that stop and look around and go, this isn't right. And when people start waking up and go, this isn't right, they're going to start relating to other people that think that same thing as well.
And I think it's the access to the information that we have that 100%. Other people, only had schools and things they were indoctrinated all their life made to believe, where it's like when we could look something up and be like, whoa, I was taught this.
It's a little bit different.
Why is
going on there?
No, this ain't adding up. You know what I mean? To be able to think individually.
I think that's what don't take what you learned as a youngin' when you grow up. Don't, feel free to just keep your eyes open.
Use it as a guide.
Yeah.
That's your starting point. Investigate deeper if you care to. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So with that being said, just tell the people one more time, the social media, all that. I want to make sure that's out there, bro.
Yeah,
websites, everything.
Yep. So if you want to check, it's funny, I'm like two people in one. If you want to check out 44 Noise on everything, pretty much Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, pretty much all socials, YouTube especially, all the major platforms, all the streaming platforms. And then if you want to check me out for the marketing side of things, Anthony Carfagno on most platforms, Instagram, Anthony CEO, UnitedProMarketing.com, and United Pro Marketing on Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok, I believe we're on. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, feel free to check us out. And if you guys have any ideas, hit us up, man. We're for everything.
And I'm your boy, B. Luke. Remember, if you like this video or any of my videos, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, comment. It really, really helps this positive message get in front of other people. And also, there's a join button below. You just become a member for less than $5 a month, man. If I could get a couple thousand of y'all to subscribe for $5, man, I might be able to do this full time, man. And we drop episodes every day. So
we'll
guys,
be here more often.
On that note, exactly. It is what it is. Remember, what's next is what you make it. On that note, peace. We out of here. Thanks again, bro.
Peace out, guys. You too, brother. I appreciate you. You're the man.
You're already.
You got a moment when they see you down this